So I just wanted to pause for a minute and just have a quick snack. I'm going to do this like the beauty vloggers.
Got a unicorn sprinkle. Have you tasted that one yet?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's the last one in the box. And I just got it. I got this box yesterday, man.
He had to take it out.
And I'm halfway through a s'mores blast box too.
Wow.
Which is totally unhealthy, but just eating snack bars all day.
Yeah.
But I will say this is amazing, and I think I absolutely love what you're doing with This Saves Lives, and I like to think that I'm saving children here.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, great, man. For those of you listening, it's called This Saves Lives. For every bar that you buy, we donate a meal packet to a child in need, and we're in every Starbucks in the country. There, I ended this like a real press appearance, you guys. We finally, yeah. I want to vomit in my mouth a little bit, but
I know that feeling.
I appreciate you doing it today, and that's really sweet of you. Thank you.
Well, you know what? The one thing I got a suggestion for you about this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because I don't eat meat, which is another reason why it works really well with Indian food.
This guy's more Patel than I am.
Yeah, totally.
But you have like these Rice Krispie treat things.
Mm-hmm.
And Rice Krispie treats use marshmallows, and marshmallows have gelatin, which is not vegetarian, right? So vegetarians don't get to have Rice Krispie treats.
But you're eating
these,
it.
however,
you literally are eating it. Oh, okay, go ahead.
These are not marshmallows. They do not have gelatin in them. They are vegetarian, but you don't list it on the box. You should.
Do you think that would? Is there a big
usually
population of people to whom the gelatin thing would matter?
Oh, absolutely. And Indians.
No, but Indians, I guarantee you, Indians don't know about gelatin. We're eating gelatin.
We're
all eating gelatin.
Okay, no chance.
Right.
Indians are crushing gelatin. Yeah. We don't care. We don't ask us. Don't tell us.
But like when I see marshmallow, I'm just like, well, that's not for me, right?
I've never heard of this. Would there be like a label that says no gelatin?
I don't know. You're the guy in the food business.
Well, that's a gross thing to read.
You could just list it as vegetarian.
Done. I'll tell our CEO.
Yeah. So
these are good.
This is how it is to be with Chris.
Dude. I love that. Well, I hope. I mean, let's hope it takes off after this. I'm gonna credit you.
Well, is the business doing well?
I want to know, man. Yeah, exactly. Like how to get started.
It started because it came out of I had, I was kind of an entrepreneur before I got in entertainment, and one of my friends with whom I was in a TV pilot called me up one day and said that he and his other actor buddy had this idea for this company, and they'd done some kind of initial research into it, and they wanted to help alleviate starvation, specifically severe acute malnutrition, which impacts millions of kids every year. Like a child dies every 10 seconds from hunger. And they wanted to help provide more of the meal packets that, can save these kids' lives because they're expensive, but they exist. And they showed me the 60 Minutes piece that Anderson Cooper did about this one specific meal packet called Plumpy Nut.
It's a ready-to-eat, vitamin-enriched concoction called Plumpy Nut, an unusual name for a food that may just be the most important advance ever to cure and prevent malnutrition.
Which kids take twice a day for 8 to 10 weeks, and more often than not, it brings them back to life. So they want to start a company that could provide those kind of in perpetuity. And this guy Ryan called me up, and we ended up having a really dynamic conversation. And I had already been at a point in my career in entertainment where basically I was bored, and I was thinking of quitting acting and going to start another company. I had a decent amount of cash saved up, and so the call kind of happened at the right time. I kind of knew the business that they wanted to make better than they did, and the next day I kind of jumped in and became a co-founder with them, and Kristen Bell and I were the first investors in the company, and we started it out of my apartment in Venice, and this was probably 2012, 2013 or something like that, probably 2012.
How'd you get Kristen Bell involved in it?
She was friends with this guy Ryan that I just talked about. They both had acted in Veronica Mars together, and so they were friends, and Yeah. And then we ended up getting a ton of other celebrities involved. There's probably like 20 celebrities that are investors in this company. A bunch of like-minded people who, cared a lot about alleviating, malnutrition around the world. And, that helped us get, when you're doing something good with your brand, and I think this is really the competitive advantage in the marketplace of social enterprise companies, is when your for-profit business does something that's also nonprofit inherently, it opens a lot of doors, and so it gives you a competitive advantage in the marketplace. You get, specifically in the snack business, we had grocery stores that, they usually charge these things called slotting fees. Okay, and that's basically, it's almost like what are those things you buy like at Soldier Field, the PALs or whatever to get it. Yeah. It's almost like that. Like you're paying what's called a slotting fee, which is you're paying for the real estate in each store. So for each SKU, I remember we launched with 3 SKUs. It wasn't uncommon for stores to want $10,000 to $20,000 as an upfront fee just to have the right to sell that SKU. That's per SKU.
Wow.
So imagine, if you're at $50,000 just per store to get your products just in, think about how much capital that is. Multiplied over thousands of stores, right?
You have to sell a lot.
Yeah, you have to sell a lot, and you have to actually have a lot of cash just to pay those fees up front, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to sell a lot also just to cover that sunk cost. So we had a lot of stuff like that was waived because people wanted to help us. Oh. That's why all these celebrities came on board. That's why so many people helped us get the message out early on. And then we also just had a lot of friends and family that, did what they could to connect us to people who could help us.
You had a bunch of Patels kicking in some money, right?
Yeah. Funny enough, I didn't use the Patel community as much as I expected to. Though I will say everyone on Facebook, I don't know. I'm assuming I have like 2,000 or 3,000 Facebook friends, and I literally know them all personally, and they are incredible. Tell you what, the Patel community really came and really got involved with our documentary. Like we marketed our Patels, and Patels were putting yard signs out for us. Like really went to bat.
Yeah.
There's an Indian remake of an American movie, and it got the trailer for it broke all records. So Avengers, like on Twitter or whatever it was where they were distributing the teaser, they got like 4.2 million or something like that. But this remake, an Indian remake, got 8.4 million hits like within 24 hours or something like that on the thing. I have to find the article exactly, but it was way higher. And I think it just speaks to the growing Indian demographic and growing both, domestically here in the US and in India, because, you're talking, more than 1 billion people.
Fault in Our Stars.
Fault in Our Stars. Thank you. Gosh, my brain is going. Fault in Our Stars. But so they did a remake of it in an Indian version of it, and it like blew past the Avengers.
Yeah. It's insane, dude. I'm making stuff in India. I have a show coming out on Netflix India in September, and it's very much because India is. First of all, everyone knows there's a lot of Indians in India. Yeah. What they may not know is that there's a lot of Indians outside of India too, and it's actually the largest diaspora in the world. And I think Indians internationally are kind of becoming what African Americans were domestically in the 80s, like 70s and 80s, which is like we're in the nascent stages of realizing that we are our own marketplace that can support itself in any market. It's so fucking powerful. It's so sticky. We all, we all watch the same stuff, share stuff. It's exciting, dude. What's happening? Exciting.
Well, Indian audience has so much money and influence now, much more than in the past. So it's huge demographic.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, just like now having kids, man, when I was growing up, there was a period of time I wanted to be white. I went to so many bar and bat mitzvahs. I wanted one myself. Like that didn't go over very good with my dad. But now, man, I just have a lot of pride. And And that's why I try to expose my kids to so much Indian stuff, like your movies and stuff like that, is because, how else are they going to really learn about it, But once you expose it to them, they're like, wow, this is really cool,
Right.
But you just got to expose it to them.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I will say here's my recommendation. I got the Dragon's Dream cookies and cream, s'mores blast, unicorn sprinkle surprise, beehive jive oats and honey, mammoth marshmallow crisp, and those are my recommendations. For the
Those are all good bars.
I'm allergic to nuts, so I steer clear of the more nutty
Wow.
ones.
Well, you got the nut-free kids bar for you.
I got to say, thank you so much for taking time out of your incredibly busy life.
Man, this has been a great conversation. It really has been. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's always awesome to talk to people who are very thoughtful and doing good things, and have a mindset about making things better. And I love that. Your movies have been phenomenal, and we've been on a binge watch of everything that you've done, and it's all been great.
So it's been so fun. Like, I've already watched so much, but
70% of what I've done is the worst, and I beg you to just save yourselves from it. Just watch 2 or 3 things and call it a day, you guys.
So Rob, man, dude, thank you so much, man. Like, I really, really appreciate it. So the Patel love is there and living.
Such a pleasure to talk to y'all, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to meet you too.
Yeah, same, man. Same. Keep up the good work there, you guys. We'll talk soon.
You too.
Yeah,
take
cool.
care, man.
Right,
bye.
If you like what you saw, hit that like button and click on that subscribe button. That helps a ton. And if you want to get notifications when I post new content, click on that bell icon. And I will see you in the next video.